Good afternoon, Bitcoiners. How are you? Welcome to the channel Bitcoin for Mere Mortals, where we're gonna talk about Bitcoin, obviously, and what else? Other cryptocurrencies, and also about technology and the future. Bitcoin for Mere Mortals is also a book that is written by me and is available at Amazon. Okay, what's going on with the markets today? Well, we have it's been up and down, but it's more or less stable. I mean, the price of Bitcoin. We had some news, some good news and bad news, and I will go through that. Ethereum is going down 5%, which is a good opportunity to buy. It's below 4,000. It's quite unusual to see Ethereum nowadays below 4,000. And then the rest, Solana is also very good price as $172. And then you go Cardano 4% down, Polkadot 4% down, Luna 7%. Avalanche, I mean, everything is more or less going down today. It's Friday. I don't know exactly. The market usually tend to go down on Friday, or and it tend to stay stagnant during the weekend. So we'll see. But for Bitcoin, it's more or less stable, more or less the same, 1% down. What have we got? Well, here we got liquidity at exchanges. The number of Bitcoin and Ethereum available at the exchanges are still going lower and lower. This is very good news, because the lower the supply, the higher the price eventually. Now, it doesn't happen automatically, but it takes time, but it will eventually be reflected in the price. Let's say that if you ever see this graph, this line going up again, and let's say that the liquid Bitcoin at exchanges goes up to 3 million, 3.5 million, or 4 million, that's a very bad news. We want this line to go down. When this line goes up, this is bad. This is really bad. So we like to see these two lines going down, lower. That will be reflected eventually in the price, because at the end of the day, it's supply and demand. So but let me tell you who is not worried about this, or about the price going down 1% today, or even going down, or even going up 10% on other days. MicroStrategy is not worried about this, because they just bought another 1,434 Bitcoins. These guys, they keep buying Bitcoin. I reckon on average they are buying between 300 and 400 Bitcoins a week, and they've been doing so for a year. Now, is this guy Michael Saylor? Is he crazy? Is he stupid? Is he throwing money away? Just find Bitcoin. What's that? Bitcoin is it magical money, magical internet money, right? Or does he know something we don't? Let's keep in mind that Michael Saylor is a technologist. He's an engineer from the MIT. He's been working in technology ever since. He provides, with MicroStrategy, he provides enterprise solutions for big companies. And he's written a book about, I believe it was called The Mobile Wave, in which 10 years ago, he was saying, 10 or 15 years ago, he was talking about how it's gonna, basically smartphones, the iPhone and so on, how it's gonna affect our lives, and how this was going to be a revolution. He was right 100%. You can read the book, and he was absolutely right on that. And now he's saying that Bitcoin is going to change our lives, and that Bitcoin is a revolution. and Bitcoin is the most pristine asset in financial history. Now, he could be wrong, of course, he could be wrong, and the people that are not buying Bitcoin could be right. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think is the safest bet here? Huh? Let me know. Let me know down there in the comments. And then we got Visa. Visa is now consulting, is now explaining to the customers what is crypto. What is crypto and Bitcoin? What's this all about? And they're doing so because there's a lot of demand from the clients, and they want to know. They want to know what's going on with crypto, and they want to know when Visa is going to offer like the opportunity or the possibility of buying Bitcoin. Visa hates Bitcoin. Visa is totally against Bitcoin, but they have no choice. They know unless they incorporate some form of crypto payments or they offer crypto to the clients, they know they're going to disappear, because Visa basically is a middleman. It's an intermediary, and we know that technology kills intermediaries. Technology doesn't like intermediaries. Technology makes producers and consumers connect directly, and then there's no room for banks. There's no room for Visa. With Bitcoin, you buy your own Bitcoin, and then you send it to anybody without using Visa, without using a bank, without using anything, any financial company. So basically, Visa is doomed, and they don't realize yet. Or I think they can realize. But Visa is now like Kodak was when digital photography was invented. Kodak was the leader, the absolute leader in photography, in film photography, and they didn't react. They just couldn't react in time. They say, "Oh no, this is a fad. Digital photography is going away. People prefer photographies in paper, and everybody will choose film because it's got better quality." Blah blah blah. Kodak is now out. There's no such a thing as Kodak, and it used to be a monster of a company, a huge international company. So this is the dangers of not seeing what the future and what the present is showing you. So just be careful with your Visa card. Okay, and this is the news, the big piece of news I want to tell you. It's bad news for a lot of people, and it's very good news for some people. Let me tell you why. Inflation has gone up 6.8%, and now we are here 6.8%, and this is US inflation. No inflation really, it's PCI inflation, right? PCI is a 6.8%. It wasn't that high since 1982. I mean, I was a kid. 1982, and in 1982 it was coming down. It was on its way down, and now it's on its way up, and it's gonna get at least to here, 14% at least, for sure. And so basically, this is not good news for people that have cash. If you have cash, you just lost 7% of your money. For every $1,000 that you had in the bank, now you have $70 less in purchasing power. This is like this. You might think that inflation doesn't affect you. That's something for the macroeconomy. You earn your salary, you buy your potatoes and your iPhones and this and that, and that's not for you. Well, let me tell you. You can buy 7% less potatoes today because of this figure. You can buy 7% less iPhones, 7% less petrol, 7% less electricity, 7% less of everything, if you believe the official figures, which are a lie, complete lie. when the government says that inflation is 6.8%, it means it's at least double, at least 14%. But they had to say they had to make up the numbers, because otherwise they would have to increase the salaries for all the civil servants, all the pensions, and they don't have money for that. So they had to say, oh, so it's not that bad, it's only transitory. Don't worry, just eat more potatoes and less meat, and don't go on holidays, because eventually this is only a fad, and it will go away soon. It won't. Inflation is here to stay. Like I said in my book, inflation is here to stay for at least 10 years. 10 years. And it's going to be real inflation, not PCI. Real inflation is going to be around 15-20%. So we're talking levels of Argentina, Turkey, and all that. Not funny for middle class and working class. You are losing purchasing power as we speak. And you have to do something with your money, otherwise you will keep losing money every year. And this is the other thing: unless you get a salary increase of 7% this year, you are poor. You got less money, less wealthy than you were 1 year ago. Do you think your salary is going to increase by 7% this year? I don't think so. But for most people, that's not the case. It's going to increase 1 or 2% maximum. So you need to protect your money. If you're already poor, you don't want to be poorer. If you're wealthy, you want to keep your wealth, And inflation is a silent thief of your money. And it's just another form of tax, basically. You already pay too much tax, but this is another tax that you didn't know it was there. And this is the main reason to invest in Bitcoin is because of inflation. When inflation is high, you need to find a safe haven for inflation, and the safest right now is Bitcoin. It's not any other currency. It's not any other cryptocurrency even. Some of the projects are quite good, and I like some of them, and I do recommend them here. But they are more speculative. They don't have a limited supply. They are too centralized, and they could have eventually the same problems as fiat money and the dollar and the euro. So if you're gonna make quick money, yes, maybe invest in Solana, maybe invest in Ethereum, invest in Luna or Matic. But if you wanna keep your money safe, you have to put it in Bitcoin. It's simple as that. It's no other. Gold is not good anymore. Gold, it was for the last century, not even that. And real estate, I don't like real estate. I will make a video about real estate and why I don't like it as a safe haven against inflation. Anyway, inflation is high. Usually when inflation is high, assets that protect against inflation tend to rise. So I wouldn't be surprised if the price rises next month. Usually weekends are quiet, but from next week we could see an increase in the price of Bitcoin, because people are desperately looking for a place to park their money. They don't want to keep losing. If you lose 7%, let me tell you something. If you lose 7% a year, you are losing half your money in 4 years. Do you like to lose half of your money by 2025? Me neither. So that's why you have to find a safe haven. And where is the safe haven? Well, fiat money, the dollar, the euro, and all that, is infinite. They are printing it like by the trillion. They're printing more or less 1 trillion a month for the last year or so, and they're not going to stop printing. They're gonna keep printing and printing and printing, and that's what creates inflation, right? Bitcoin only have 21 million. This is in Spanish. Sorry about that. Bitcoin market cap is capped at 21 million. This is no more. $21 million is what's printed every second, and 20 million Bitcoin is that will be printed in 100 years, in more than 100 years, in 150 years. Only the maximum will be 21 million. So when you have an asset that is scarce, that it goes up in price. Like Bitcoin is going up 200% a year because it's very, very scarce. You have a very limited supply, and the demand keeps growing, and it's going to continue growing as people need to find a safe haven against inflation. Already 90% of the Bitcoins are in the market, are circulating. So it's only 10% left. So we got 18.8 millions here, and eventually we will reach 21 millions. That's it. It's no more. It's no more. It's very, very, very scarce. It's more scarce than gold, and it's more predictable than gold. So it's a very good hedge against inflation. And this is the man that is producing inflation. Here he's got a machine, and he likes to use this machine a lot. It's like a toy for him. He goes like that, and venga, come on, another trillion, yeah, come on, let's do it. It's free money. Yeah, everybody's happy because it's free money. It's free for me. It's free for the government, but it's not free for you. You pay what this guy is doing. You get the bill. The money in your bank, the money that it took you 8 hours every day working hard, is being devalued by this guy. And unless you put that money in a safe place, it's gonna disappear completely. So that's why today was the inflation, the topic, and I got nothing else to say for today. Have a nice weekend, and don't forget to subscribe, notification bell, comment, and share. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday.